Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Corey Thornton Production, and right now I have on the show Mr. George Fuchs in the house.
Hello.
He's an awesome cartoonist, and we're gonna talk about today about what really got you started in the making like cartoon images.
Picking up a crayon when I was a little tiny kid, and watching cartoons.
Watching cartoons too?
Watching cartoons. When I was little, I used to drive my mom nuts. I would do little black, like mouse holes.
Okay.
On paper and tape them on the floor.
Wow.
On the what do you call where the wall meets the floor?
Baseboard?
The baseboards.
Okay.
Used to tape them on the baseboards because
Okay.
we didn't have mouse holes in the house like they did on cartoons. So
wow.
Started doing that and drawing on the front pages of the coloring books before I colored them.
Okay.
And it just slowly
So
kept going.
Kept going? Okay. So when did you know that you was really good into it? Did you draw any when you was in school?
Oh yeah.
Middle and high school?
That's kind of, I guess, when I realized that I was doing something a little different than everybody else was in school.
Okay.
You know, I would be drawing and so would the other kids. And
okay.
Sometimes what they drew wasn't.
What high school you went to?
I went to St. Pete.
Did you
St. Pete High.
Take up art when you was in St. Pete High School? You did?
I went there. Felt a little dejected when I got into high school because through middle school we had a special art program and basically was learning commercial art in middle school. I had a really cool class with a guy named Mr. George.
Okay.
And they taught us silk screening and proper lettering and all kinds of stuff that was kind of advanced for, I don't know, what were we, 12, 13 years old?
Yeah.
And then when I got into high school, I assumed it was like when you learn a language, that it would just progress from there.
Right.
And in high school it was, and this is how we shade. And it was kind of like, I've been doing this.
Yeah, you was already doing that
already. I know how to do this. And, I remember one particular day, our teacher was teaching perspective.
Okay.
You know, where you do the dot and the horizon and the railroad tracks with the...
Gotcha, something like that.
Like the power lines up on the thing and everything. And I was kind of bored. Okay. And I did 2-point perspective, so it's kind of more on the angle.
Right.
And I was drawing some crazy spaceships and some crazy city. And didn't notice there was a young lady sitting next to me, and she was watching what the teacher was doing, and she was watching what I was doing. Okay. And she had some crazy Picasso thing going on.
Wow.
It was all
no.
not right. Dang. And he got upset and yelled at me. He was like, I see what you're doing, but I see what he's doing. And he came over and saw that she kind of had a mess on her hands because she was trying to do, I don't know how many perspectives.
Right.
And then saw what I did. And after that, he kind of pulled me aside, and he had myself and 2 other guys that could draw pretty good. And any contest going on in the county, he had us enter.
Wow.
That was our class. He had scholastics. The St. Pete Times had a design and ad contest that I actually won in 9th grade.
You did? In
for
9th
high
grade?
school. Yeah, for high school division. And there was like a bunch of little communities would have little art contests and stuff, and basically he signed us up and sent their stuff in, and that's kind of from there they kind of left us alone. And
because he knew what time it is. He knew you had a gift.
But he was a really good mentor. He was really good. His name was Mr. West.
Oh, Mr. West. It's always...
And I think that was his first year of teaching too. I don't know whatever happened in it, but
it's always a teacher that always inspires at the right time. And, Mr. West was your teacher, and that's just awesome. Like all the little shirts that you see me wearing that has Corey Thornton Production. Mr. George here is the one that created the artwork for those T-shirts. I mean, he does an amazing job. As you can see on the screen right now, some of the awesome work that he does. He's been drawing for years. And one thing I used to work with George at a hospital at St. Anthony's years ago. And I used to look forward to coming to work because George, I always be walking through the halls with your little piece of paper, and you would just look at somebody and just start drawing them. And about 5 minutes, you got them all drawn together. and everything's put together, and then everybody looks at it and start laughing because it looks just like them, but it's a cartoon image. Yeah. I just thought that was so cool. We used to brighten everybody's day up because, we used to go to work, we had tough times, good days, we all treat each other like family, but we always look forward to you coming to work every day.
At the same time, he was doing lyrics.
Oh yeah, I was writing lyrics down.
He had his own paper and pencil.
Yeah, and then now today I'm doing music, so it's just amazing how things work in this world. We don't understand why we doing what we do, but just go out and do it. You never know what it may lead you to, and I'm just thankful to run into you again. And I want to get some things drawn up in the studio of like some little cartoon, little aliens and the planets and things like that. Just have fun. Just do some fun stuff.
Do a lot of like fish and stuff like that, but
fun faces, all kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, how long you been drawing? Totally.
I hate to say, like 50-something years.
50-something years?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 55 next year.
You don't even look like you 55. That's the salt and pepper hat. That's what everybody rocking today. So it's just awesome. And what's like some of the favorite things you like to draw?
Anymore, I like doing caricatures of like animals and fish.
Okay.
They're easier. They don't get a complex if you do it wrong.
Okay.
You draw somebody a little funky.
Yeah.
And
who is that?
And people are worried about the shape of their nose or their head. Or
it's supposed to be funny, but I like it though, man. I still got my drawings that you drew of me. There's put up somewhere, but I'm gonna go really dig deep and get them. And I'm just gonna bring those things out because I just thought it was cool. I made sure I kept up with them. So I hope you just keep drawing and doing what you do.
Yeah, every once in a while there's like little spots where you get a bit of like writer's block and stop, but
I'm like that when it comes to music.
Then all of a sudden it's like riding a bicycle, you just hop back on and
there you go.
Get going again. You just kind of need that kick in the rump to get you going.
I hope that I'm motivating you to get it going.
You're always motivating.
All right, let's do this thing. Get this drawings done. Watch. Y'all look at all this awesome artwork in the back here. He's just very good at what he do. How artists are. They just laid back, they don't really brag about their work, but you do some great work. That's coming from my perspective. You do
appreciate
awesome work.
It's good hearing.
Yes. And tell me about this Porsche, y'all. I got a chance to ride in a Porsche today. I got a little Porsche sitting on the shelf in the studio because that's my dream car of owning a Porsche one day. And I always go in the studio and touch it. You always have something in front of you that you will hope to have one day. You put it in front of you, keep looking at it and seeing it and working hard, and eventually you'll be in it. Well, today I got a quick reality of being in a Porsche. So you got a nice little gray Porsche. I like that.
It's an older one. It's not.
It's still cool.
It's almost 20 years old.
20 years old, but it still look good and it ride good.
But same kind of thing. I've always had the little car and wanted one and had the opportunity and decided to do it before I couldn't enjoy it.
Okay,
that's kind of.
What kind of Porsche is it?
It's a little Boxster.
Oh, the Boxster.
That's a 99.
Wow. Wow, shout out to Miss Bernadette if you're watching this right now, because you always like those Porsche Boxsters, and I got a chance to ride in one today. It felt great with the top down and everything. It's awesome, so I'm happy for you.
One of those things where you get to shoot for goals, and once you have a goal, and the scary thing is when you meet the goal, and then you got to come up with another one.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is George the Cartoonist, and what about, check this out. You know how I go around all these schools and stuff, and I be trying to motivate these students about, staying in school and trying to stay out of trouble. What kind of advice you would offer to them, especially because I know a lot of them that like to draw really well. TT, Khalil, if y'all watching this right now, you know how y'all like to draw really well. This is a cartoonist right here, so.
Keep at it, even when you think things don't matter, that there's no way you're gonna use something, it'll pop up somewhere in the future, and just keep up the grindstone. The more you practice, the more you do, you develop fresh techniques, always, and that leads to different things. You won't notice it right away, but years down the line, you look at the stuff that you did a couple of years ago and what you're doing now, things will change. Whether you're blending colors, using different mediums, whether you're doing 2D stuff, 3D stuff on the computer. It's all, the more you play with it, it's like music.
Yep. Gotta keep playing.
As you're doing it, you'll develop a different style and different techniques, and learn from others, watch what other people do.
Right.
And, steal a little bit here and steal a little bit there. Let them steal a little bit from you.
Yeah. There you go. Before you know it, you got a masterpiece.
Yeah.
What if people like, I know some artists that like to draw, and if they mess up, they get upset. What do you got to say about that?
I've done that myself.
You've made,
but look. You can also, I've also noticed where I've drawn some stuff and been like, oh, this is not working at all, and push through, and all of a sudden it'll hit a crescendo where all of a sudden everything kind of comes together too.
Okay.
So I've had both where I've gotten frustrated and crumpled it up and thrown it over my shoulder, but I've also kind of done stuff where I kept going and all of a sudden made something out of it. And even when you crumple it up, you know where your mistakes are. You learn from your mistakes as well as your successes. So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, you heard it from George the Cartoonist.
Stay positive.
Stay positive at all times and reach for the stars. Yep. Work hard. Put that work in right now while y'all young, because when you get older, you got zero tolerance of trying to go do what you got to do. So y'all can do it.
It is easier when you're younger.
Yeah, it is.
Easier when you're
very
younger.
easier. So
yeah, do what you need to do. Move ahead as much as you possibly can when you're young, because when you're old, it's hard to move around.
That's why I'm trying to go to the gym now and trying to get in shape, man, so I can keep up with everybody. But again, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Shout out to Mr. George, the Cartoonist, for coming to sit down with us. And I appreciate everybody. Stay tuned. More to come.
Okay.
Peace.